would like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, August 20th, 2026 to order. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Schmidt?
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Here.
Trustee Light?
Here.
Trustee Meritato?
Here.
Trustee Matrasco?
Here.
Trustee Viacon?
Here.
Madam Mayor Gianelli?
Here. Tonight, it is my honor to invite the Glendale Heights Women Talking Circle participants to join us this evening as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. Ladies, please join me up here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies, I invite you to stay for just a moment as I share some information with our community about the important work that we have started right here in Glendale Heights. On March 25th, I invited women who serve in various committees, commissions, leadership roles, and volunteers in our community to join us for our first Women's Talking Circle. It was many months ago, but I can still remember what we discussed and how it made us all feel, and some of the takeaways that we had. One of the activities that we did, community, was to gather around a piece of art that we could use to tell the story of the work that we believe in, the work that we all show up for every day as good neighbors, as leaders here within this organization, as women who are volunteering your time. The work that you do is not just special, it's critical. So tonight we're going to be sharing that art with you. This is our first glimpse at that art. And what that art began was just a drawing of a woman, and we invited the women to come up and share a word of empowerment, write that on the canvas, and then to sign their names. We have an artist in our midst, a Glendale Heights own daughter, Megan McKenzie, came behind all of that work we did and added her personal touch. This art will be able to travel through our facilities so it can inspire more women as we move forward on the important work that we're doing together. So I'd like to join you down there and let you have a look at that now. Okay. There she is. And Lord, if I could share, there's another special moment that I want to make sure that we hold space for, and that is one of the women who joined us, a lovely woman named Carmen Castro, was present at our Women's Talking Circle. And what's special about Carmen, when we said the kind of directions, how to, what the expectations were, it was put the word of empowerment in the hair and to put your name in the body to kind of create that piece of art. Carmen came up and in true Carmen style wrote the word warrior in giant red words across the mouth of the woman. What's important to know is that in the time after our Women's Talking Circle, Carmen lost her battle with cancer and passed on. And so while she's not here with us today, she'll forever be here with us. So that's just one example of why it's so important that we do this work. Ladies, I'd love to see if we can gather.
Yes, do you want to take a picture up front?
Let's do that. Yeah, I love that.
Ladies, if you will come back up front here.
Mia, can you,
Can we see it?
can you see?
It's amazing. Isn't it lovely?
All right, cool. Cool.
Right?
Came up.
Did it come out nice?
Love it. Love
So
it.
special.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's take a photo, ladies. Where's Lisa? You want us here? Yes. Artist?
Thank you.
Yeah, come over here.
I guess
You
we're.
can support women, it's okay.
I thought maybe it's just
Did I
women.
say that out loud?
Just women.
Yeah, right. It's trouble. Teresa,
Take it, that filter will come off.
I could have told you that.
what are you standing on?
Yes. Can you see Pat?
Of course. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you for being part of this. I appreciate you. I was supporting you.
I know you were.
I try once in a while.
I know. John was looking in the, John was trying to find camera. Huh?
Doing this. The camera's over here.
While you were searching.
Okay, and I know some of the ladies had to step out, so again, I just wanted to say thank you, ladies, for joining us this evening. You made it very special. Okay. We now move on to our public hearing. There is a public hearing scheduled for this evening concerning the proposed Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor Tax Increment Financing District. I hereby convene the public hearing to consider the approval of a redevelopment plan and project, the designation of a redevelopment project area to be known as the Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor Redevelopment Project Area, and the adoption of tax increment allocation financing for the Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor, TIF District. The village board will take no action tonight concerning this matter. Tonight, we will take public comment from all interested persons and affected taxing districts concerning the approval of the redevelopment plan and project, the designation of the redevelopment project area, and the adoption of tax increment financing. At this time, we will have a short presentation from the village's consultant concerning the proposed TIF district. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Brett Michelson. I'm with Ryan LLC. We're the village's TIF consultant. We have a brief presentation this evening. We'll go over the proposed Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor Redevelopment Project Area. I'm also joined tonight by Chuck Durham, who's also with Ryan LLC. There we go. So the agenda for tonight, we will go over TIF fundamentals, just kind of a basic overview of the TIF mechanism and what it does, how it works. We'll go through the village's strategic planning and objectives, and then we'll go through the specific qualification factors found to be present here in this particular TIF district. We'll talk about the TIF redevelopment plan and project, and then we'll briefly touch on the process and the next steps, both before and after this meeting. So very briefly, TIF is an economic development tool for the village. It builds upon the fundamental goals and objectives in the comprehensive plan. Through conversations with village staff and our examination of the area, we're able to hone in on what the objectives are for this particular TIF study area. Functionally, TIF establishes a base year, a base equalized assessed valuation, and that falls into one bucket of revenues. Past that base year, any incremental growth, it goes into a separate bucket of incremental revenues, which can then be used for reinvestment in the redevelopment project area in the TIF for eligible project costs. So the tax doesn't change at all, it just splits the revenue into two separate buckets.
We are having
That's,
technical difficulties.
that's okay.
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay. So a successful TIF will produce incremental revenue over time. Once the creation starts, again, the incremental revenue will go into one bucket, and those can be reinvested into the TIF. See if this comes back. Oh, good. Great. Almost. So
Don't think too fast.
I'll go really slowly. So to continue the conversation, in order to establish a TIF district, has to comply with the TIF Act as prescribed by the state of Illinois. In order to be eligible, the TIF has to conform with the village's comprehensive plan, has to build upon that fundamental document. The proposed TIF has to consist of contiguous parcels that are at least 1.5 acre in size. the redevelopment project area must meet more than the minimum number of TIF Act criteria to be eligible. And in this case, we are considering this area eligible as a conservation area. And the final provision is that the but-for test must be met, which is to say that redevelopment would be only feasible with the use of public financial assistance. So redevelopment would not be considered feasible but for the utilization of this tool. So this particular TIF plan and project objectives are to assist in the coordinated redevelopment within the redevelopment project area. We use RPA kind of as the same as TIF to provide a clear and positive marketplace signal to private investors and developers for this particular area. Another goal is to reduce or eliminate the conditions that are contributing to the conservation area factors that are found present here, which include deterioration, obsolescence, inadequate utilities, deleterious land use and layout, and a lack of coordinated planning. The TIF plan also assists in supporting high-quality redevelopment, which are to include commercial, retail, and industrial development, consistent with what is designated in the village's comprehensive plan. The goal of the TIF is also to improve the overall appearance and functionality of the area, the connectivity of the area throughout the infrastructure improvements and the streetscape enhancements, as well as improved access and circulation for parking and vehicular and pedestrian traffic. In addition to that, it'll help to strengthen and expand the village's tax base while protecting the existing taxing districts by inducing this private investment that will improve the area overall. So here we have a map of the study area. It's a little small. I'll also try to end on a larger map of the redevelopment project area. But the proposed redevelopment project area is located in the northeast corner of the village. It's generally centered around the intersection of East Army Trail Road and Bloomingdale Road, hence the name of the TIF. The redevelopment project area is a contiguous area of approximately just under 131 acres. It includes 43 tax parcels containing 38 structures with no residential units. The area is generally bounded by Gladstone Drive to the west, Highgrove Industrial Park to the east, South Waters Edge Drive to the north, and the parcels immediately south of Dale Road to the south. The redevelopment project area is characterized by a mix of retail, commercial, and industrial development, much of which has developed over an extended period of time without consistent coordination for vehicular and traffic access. The area includes some aging and underutilized properties and does present a strategic opportunity for the village to strengthen and revitalize this corridor. So TIF designation, as I mentioned, it has to be in compliance with the village's comprehensive plan. The most recent update to the village's comprehensive plan was in 1995. Pursuant to that, the village is proposing the redevelopment of this strategic area. Again, the TIF designation is critical to provide a financial framework necessary to fund public improvements in this area, including utilities, roadways, stormwater systems, traffic circulation, landscape, and site preparation. It's critical to addressing some of the redevelopment barriers that are currently in existence in the area, such as obsolete buildings, some deteriorated site conditions, some inadequate utilities, and inefficient site layout. It's also critical to support the coordinated redevelopment of the area that would not, again, be reasonably expected to occur but for the use of this public financial tool. And it's also critical to implement the goals and objectives of the village's comprehensive plan. So the Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor TIF, we found to qualify under the TIF Act as a conservation area. Conservation area is a multi-pronged test to determine eligibility. The first provision of a conservation area is that at least 50% of the structures have to be at least 35 years of age or older. And we found in this case that 50% of the structures were 35 years of age or older. If that provision is true, then at least 3 of the statutorily required factors under the TIF Act must also be present. We found that there are 6 of the 13 present in this case, so in excess of the 3 that are required. And the final provision is that the factors have to be reasonably distributed to a meaningful extent throughout the entire area. That means to say that they can't be just present on 1 or 2 of the parcels, they have to be present throughout this study area. And we found that to be true. So on this slide, we have the 13 conservation area statutory qualification factors from the TIF Act. The ones that are bolded and underlined on the left are the ones that we found present in this particular study area. And they include deterioration, obsolescence, deleterious land use or layout, inadequate utilities, a lack of community planning, and a lag or decline in equalized assessed valuation. So on to the TIF redevelopment plan and project. The proposed land uses for this Army Trail and Bloomingdale Road corridor are intended to be a mix of commercial, retail, and industrial redevelopment, which is consistent with the village's comprehensive plan. The proposed TIF budget is to be $77.5 million. The base equalized assessed valuation is estimated at approximately $30.1 million. We say estimated because it's finalized once the data is certified with the county, once the TIF is enacted. The projected equalized assessed valuation upon a successful redevelopment and a 23-year life of the TIF is anticipated to range between $55 and $70 million, reflecting an induced private investment and improvements to the overall area. Here we have the proposed redevelopment project plan and budget for the TIF area. The most critical number, again, is that $77.5 million. That's to be read as a not to exceed amount. The other items are reflective of the village's priority, the village's staff's priority for the redevelopment project area. And I say that because those line items, they're fungible. These amounts can be moved from one line item to the next, so long as the total TIF budget is not exceeded. So there's a number of eligible project costs. The highest dollar amount on this is for public improvements, utilities, roads, infrastructure, stormwater, and streetscape. Some of the other major priorities for the area are land acquisition and assembly, site preparation and demolition, and rehabilitation of existing structures. Other TIF eligible costs include professional services, financing costs, and job training. And again, $77.5 million is the proposed TIF budget. Here we have a larger map, and I'll come back to this after talking about the process and next steps. So on June 14th, 2026, the Joint Review Board, which is made up of all the impacted taxing districts, met to consider the eligibility criteria as presented in the TIF plan. And all members present unanimously voted to recommend approval by Village Board of the adoption of the TIF. This evening, August 20th, 2026, we're having the public hearing on the proposed TIF district. This follows the statutorily required mailings to the taxing districts, the property taxpayers, nearby residents, and publication in a local newspaper. Following the close of the public hearing, the Village Board may consider the adoption of the TIF. Again, there's no action tonight, as we mentioned, but following the close of the public hearing, the Village Board can consider the adoption of the Army Trail Bloomingdale Corridor TIF district, which includes the approval of 3 separate ordinances that would establish that district. I believe currently we are anticipating that for September 3rd, but that date is not set in stone. But that's the anticipation for the next steps. And I will go back to the map and open it up for any questions.
Has the village clerk received any written comments regarding the proposed TIF district?
I have not.
Would any of the trustees like to make comments for the record?
I do have a question. You mentioned letting the residents know. What effect would happen to the residents with this whole TIF?
It's simply a requirement of the TIF Act that within 750 feet of the proposed redevelopment project area, notification that the TIF is going to be created. It's just something that's required by the Act.
Okay.
It doesn't have a specific impact on them. It's just a courtesy notification.
Excellent, thank you.
And that communication went out, trustee, and a copy of it was shared with the board. If you do want to see that language again, I'm sure that we can make sure it's brought to you. We did hear from some residents who called or reached out with questions about how it does impact them. And we were able to share essentially what he just gave us the update on, that it's more of just a heads up, a courtesy to know that there's development happening in the future because of the proximity to their home.
Where they're at. Perfect, thank you.
Trustees, any other questions, comments? Okay. At this time, I would ask the village staff to offer any additional comments they may have. And then if none, at this time, anyone in the public who wishing to comment can join us. Please state your name, address, and the party you are representing for the record.
Hello, sir. Thank you. My name is Martika King. I'm on Aspen and Glendale Heights. And I just really have a question. How would this affect the traffic flow? It's a very busy intersection.
I think I'm going to defer to village staff to answer.
It's a very busy intersection. What do you think of it, George? George, you know a lot about the town. In terms of the traffic.
Do you want me to answer it? All right, I can answer it. So the
Sure.
TIF district itself is more of a business incentive. It's a way to help existing businesses in this district and to maybe entice new ones. If anything new came, they would go through the standard process.
So you
You know,
expect no impact?
Just by establishing it, nothing has changed.
And as a reminder, I missed the TIF. What does it stand for?
Tax increment financing.
Oh, tax increment financing. So who is it taxing? The owners or the public base?
Property owners.
Oh, property owners. I don't think that property owners of Glendale Heights really want property increases. I don't know about
Tika,
everybody.
they're already paying the tax.
Yes.
Oh, so
this
it's
is- this-
included in the tax.
This is, the tax increment financing means
Incrementally.
the increment of the appreciation of the value of the properties that are in this.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
There you go.
And then I understand we have somebody is online? Or was there, no?
There was a gentleman here who requested to speak about the Prologis project, but he couldn't stay and he left.
Oh, okay, thank you, sorry.
I don't know if there's, I heard there was somebody on Zoom, but I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
They wouldn't be able to, would they?
Great.
We don't have to. No.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Okay. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Meritato. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
I have a question. Does Rebecca vote on this?
It's just closing the public.
Yeah, it's just closed. Okay. The public hearing is closed. We now move on to petitions and communications.
Home. At this time, I have no board report.
Thank you. Trustee Matrasco?
Good evening to everyone in the public, and thanks for all that are here. And I as well don't have a report this week.
Thank you. Trustee Meritato?
No report.
Thank you, sir. Clerk?
No report.
Thank you. Trustee Schmidt?
Summer.
No report?
Thank you. Trustee Siddiqui?
Same here, no report.
Thank you. Trustee Light?
No report at this time, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, community. My report, again, is just going to reflect on some of the language I already used to thank the women who gathered with us today earlier for making the time to come out, for your work volunteering for our community and for our committees, and your contributions that you make to your families, your neighbors, and for our community overall. Again, just my heartfelt gratitude to you. Moving on to community announcements. Village Administrator Doug Flint.
Thank you, Mayor. The next coffee and chat with Village President and Board will be Saturday, September 12th, Linda Jackson Center for Senior Citizens from 10 a.m. to noon. Please note this coffee and chat is 1 week later due to Labor Day holiday. If you're unable to attend or have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the Village President or Village Board, please call the Village President's office anytime, 630-909-5302, or contact your local district trustee.
Thank you. Assistant Village Administrator Jenny Maltus.
Thank you. The Village of Glendale Heights invites you to the annual Glendale Heights Charity Golf Classic on Wednesday, August 26th for a 9 a.m. shotgun start at the Glendale Lakes Golf Club. This year, the Charity Golf Classic will also feature a golf clinic starting at 1 p.m. for those wanting to learn a little about golf and join the Charity Golf Classic fun. For just $100, you will receive golf instruction from a PGA professional, as well as enjoy the cocktail hour and dinner. If you would like more information, wish to become a whole sponsor, or to make a raffle prize donation, please call Glendale Lakes Golf Club at 630-260-0018 and help us make the annual Charity Golf Classic another great success.
Thank you. I just want to publicly express my gratitude for Jenny Maltus, Andrea Cravens, Barb Kaselica, Jenny Matrasco, and our clerk, because I know you're really excited and planning on signing up for the clinic and spending time with me and a golf club.
Okay, not only,
Yes, exactly, yes. Thank you.
okay, so not only am I doing it, I'm dragging my, My daughter is willing to also do it too, so there's two of us.
Quick adjustment there. So ladies, thank you in advance for your willingness to support our community and stand there with us. Appreciate that.
Pat feels left out.
Pat, you
Not
can
me.
come.
Pat's playing.
Pat's
Leave me
playing.
out.
He said he felt left
I'm
out.
playing.
Oh,
I'm playing.
good. We need you there, Pat. Okay. Jason Enberg, Director of Community Development, please.
Residents in DuPage County who experienced damage or losses from the storms of July 2nd through July 4th may be eligible for low-interest disaster loans through the U.S. Small Business Administration, or SBA. Homeowners may qualify for up to $500,000 to repair or replace damaged real estate and up to $100,000 for personal property. Businesses and nonprofits may qualify for up to $2 million for physical damage and certain economic losses. The deadline to apply for physical damage is October 10th, 2026, while applications for economic injury are due May 5th, 2027. We encourage anyone who experienced storm-related damage to contact the SBA directly to determine if they qualify for assistance. Residents can apply online or contact the SBA at 800-659-2955 or disaster customer service at sba.gov. Please note, this is not a Village of Glendale Heights program, and all questions should be directed to the SBA.
Thank you. George Pappas, Chief of Police.
Thank you, Mayor. The Village of Glendale Heights will remember Patriots Day on Friday, September 11th, with a silent parade of first responder vehicles, followed by a candlelight service at 7:15 on the front steps of Village Hall. This year marks the 25th anniversary of September 11, 2001. We invite the Glendale Heights community to join us as we come together to honor the lives lost, recognize the courage and sacrifice of the first responders, and reflect on the event that changed our nation forever. Please join us for a moment of silence and reflection as we remember September 11, 2001. We will never forget. For more information, please contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060.
Thank you. Director of Parks and Recreation, Barb Caselica.
Thank you, Mayor. The Village of Glendale Heights Historical Committee invites the public to attend the Historic House Open House on Saturday, August 22nd from 10 a.m. to noon. The Glendale Heights Historic House is located at 311 Windy Point Drive at Heritage Park and features displays of Glendale Heights history dating back to when the village was officially incorporated on July 13th, 1959. The Glenside Public Library will be partnering with us for an ice cream social. For more information, please contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060 or Trustee Michael Light at 630-909-5308.
Thank you. Director of Public Works, Jeff McCumber.
Thank you, Mayor. The annual Show and Shine Car Show is coming to Cameron Park on Sunday, September 20th, from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Check out an incredible lineup of classic, custom, and specialty vehicles, plus food, music, games, crafts, and more. Admission for spectators is free. Want to put your ride in the show? There are 18 vehicle classes to choose from, with 3 trophies awarded in each class, plus 11 specialty trophies, including Best in Show. Register online or download the registration form and submit it with your payment to the Sports Hub located at 250 Civic Center Plaza. For more information, visit www.ghrec.org or call the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060.
Thank you. Peter Cahill, Human Resources and Risk Administrator.
Are you interested in helping shape the future of Glendale Heights and looking for a way to give back to your community? Consider serving on the village's Planning and Zoning Commission. We're looking for residents who want to help guide the future of the village. As a member, you'll have the opportunity to review development proposals, help create the vision for the village, provide recommendations, and help guide the growth and future of our community. Applicants must be residents of Glendale Heights. To apply, please visit www.glendaleheights.org.
Thank you. Director of Finance, Andrea Cravens.
Thank you, Mayor. Coming soon, the Village of Glendale Heights will be launching a new and improved online portal for managing your water utility account. The new portal will make it easier and more convenient to pay your bill securely online, view your balance and payment history, track your water usage, and access your account from any device. Stay tuned for launch details and registration instructions. For more information, please contact the Finance Department at 630 260-6000.
Thank you. Kim Darlin, Village Clerk.
Hello all. I want to tell you some exciting news. The consolidated local election is coming up April 6, 2027. The petition circulation begins August 25th, 2026, and candidate packets are now available at the Village Hall Administration Office, located on the second floor here, over in the administration offices. The first day to file nomination papers is November 16th, 2026, and the last day to file is November 23rd, 2026. The April 2027 election will include seats for District 1, 3, and 4. If you have any questions, please contact me, 630-748-6044. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our proclamation for today, Board, is a proclamation to proclaim August 31st, 2026 as International Overdose Awareness Day. If there are no objections, I will sign this proclamation.
Go for it.
Thank you. Moving on to our strategic plan first quarter update, Assistant Village Administrator Jenny Maltus.
Okay, thank you. So when we originally approved the strategic plan a couple months ago, I told you that we'd come back on a quarterly basis to update you on the progress. So here I am for first quarter update. Now, the mayor, you're going to appreciate this next slide, and I promise you I did not do it since dinner.
Okay. Yeah, the dashboard.
She loved the dashboard.
Love a dashboard.
So I put together this dashboard here to give you a sense of where we are. So there are 48 initiatives for this fiscal year. So far, through the first quarter, we've completed 9 of those. We have 26 in progress and 13 that are not started yet or are planned for future quarters. If you kind of look at the completion time frame, based on those, we have, quarter 2, we have 14 initiatives that will be hopefully finishing up. Quarter 3, 13, and then you got 9 and 5. And there's a couple that will go into fiscal 28 and beyond, like the comprehensive plan or the parks plan, because they're just longer processes. So the goals overall are really pretty much on track, and a lot of the larger complex projects have, kicked off, and we're starting to see movement on a lot of that. And there's a lot of stuff on the agenda here tonight related to the strategic plan, such as the public hearing for the TIF that we had earlier. So I'm just going to go over really quick the completed goals and then highlight a couple goals that we'll be working on for the second quarter. I gave all of you a copy of the full report, so if you're interested in a particular goal and what the update is, you have that, and it'll tell you kind of what quarter. They're in order of, completed to which quarter. So in terms of goals that were completed, the police department conducted their tabletop training exercise on scenario-based critical incidents. We implemented and hosted the Inside the Heights Civic Academy and are planning to do so again next year. The police department developed a critical incident preparation guide for officers and their families to help manage stressful incidents. And another thing that the police were working on is enhancing special assignments for the officers to help with, job satisfaction, really. And so there's a new merit forensic unit, and there's the DuPage County Association Police Chiefs Honor Guard that has been established. In IT, we implemented a new work order system. So that has been live since July. We're going to have in the second week of July. So we're starting to get in some of the data and look at that. And we just about 2 weeks ago implemented a customer service survey. So when your tickets are closed, you get a quick survey of a couple questions asking you, was your issue resolved? How'd you like service, that type of thing. So we can start to get some feedback on, the service itself, because it is an internal service department. We implemented a resident rate at Fest. We hosted the first Unity Day. We had a goal to increase police participation in special events and benevolent organizations, and the chief and the department hosted a number of events where they were distributing food and medical supplies that were very successful. And then one of our goals was to improve some of the communication between Public Works and Parks and Recreation, because they work so closely together. So Barb and Jeff have been meeting on a regular basis, and then there's been a bi-weekly meeting established for the folks in Parks and Parks and Rec so that they can communicate about the special events, because that's the big part of the summer. So a couple things that are underway right now. One is the residential facade grant program, which is in progress. There was a program that was reviewed with the Property Enhancement Committee, and some final tweaks are being made, and that grant should be launched in the next couple weeks. We are working, there's a lot of Tyler work going on behind the scenes in the finance department. They're troopers. It is a lot of work. So they've been working on implementing the Tyler bid module. So open bids and bid tallies are now posted on the website, and we'll continue to, add into that functionality. The police department is working on launching a family academy for the police officers and their families, which is scheduled to begin in September. So that'll run from September through the end of October. October 1st, we're planned for our Office 365 upgrade, so that is exciting. We were talking about it today. We're working on the Simon property park improvements, which are still on track to be completed on time. And we're in the progress of working with the mayor on a fall health and wellness event to build on the Move with the Mayor program. And I think there'll be a meeting about that in the next week or so. And then the final two that I wanted to note was just the update to the comprehensive plan and the Parks Master Plan. We're doing these together now. The exciting news there is that we have a kickoff meeting with the Plan Commission and the Parks and Rec Committee on August 25th to facilitate a feedback session with the planning consultants about, what they want to see in Glendale Heights and what's important to them. And the Planning and Zoning Commission will serve as the steering committee for the comprehensive plan. And then for the Parks Master Plan, that will be the Parks and Rec Committee. And that's it. So I will be back. I'm happy to take any questions, and I will be back in November for the second quarter update as well.
Great update. Thank you so much. Board, any questions?
No, we're doing good.
Great job for this, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? You have the consent agenda before you. Would Village Administrator Doug Flint please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. 1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of August 6, 2026. 2, approval of the committee of the whole meeting minutes of August 6, 2026. 3, approval of the August 14, 2026 payroll and the accounts payable listing of August 20th, 2026. Total amount $1,932,234.94. 4, resolution to authorize the execution of agreement for professional construction engineering services with Trotter Associates Incorporated for the water treatment plant UV disinfection improvements project. 5, a resolution authorizing the execution of a change order number 1 with Hare Construction for the North Avenue Sanitary Sewer Rehabilitation Project in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. 6 is approval of consent.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Trustee Schmidt?
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. Trustee Light?
Second.
Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Consent agenda is approved. Moving on to old business, there is none. New business. A motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 7. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 7?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Matrasco.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 7 is approved. Item 2, an ordinance to add Chapter 12 entitled Child Sex Offender Regulations to Title 6 entitled Police and Public Safety of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. From the 7/30/2026 Ordinance Committee meeting, first reading is waived. This is Ordinance 2026-50. Is there a motion to adopt Ordinance 2026-50? Trustee Schmidt?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board?
Yeah, I've got a question. What is the big difference that we're adding by bringing this in?
So there's a lot to it. A lot of regulations, like when a child sex offender moves, they have to notify the police department they have moved to the address. A lot of times, actually, in your area, there was a couple within the last couple of years, and they didn't notify us. When we bring that to the state's attorney's office, we usually don't get charges on them. They say, give them time to do it. The problem that we have with that is when you give them time, anything could have happened. So you have the unknown there. That's one. The second part of it is that we also compare to what other municipalities have in their ordinances. And what we have done is expanded. The state law says 500 feet usually from a location of parks and such. Ours is increased to 1,500 feet. Now, 1,500 feet, when you think about a playground or a park, it's from the playground apparatus. So it's wherever the, let's say, swing set or slide.
Yeah.
What we have done is we have done the 1,500 feet, but we've also done it 500 feet from every part of the playground. So there's a lot of different things that we've added on this ordinance. We've also made it 100 feet from bus stops too. So you cannot loiter within 100 feet of a bus stop. So we tried to get a lot of the state law in here that we can enforce as an ordinance, and also increasing the safe zones for our children. For example, one of them was the child safety zone. The child safety zone, if that business does come to fruition in Concord Green, where it's supposed to be a play area for children under 18, this would go into effect for that as well.
Okay.
So we try to encompass a lot of things to make our kids safe. I explained at the ordinance meeting, ratio per population, Glendale Heights has a lot of child sex offenders. For example, Bloomingdale, Glenelg, and Carroll Stream are in the single digits. They only have, Carroll Stream, Villa Park only has 15. We have 34. So we have a lot. And this hopefully will put more restrictions on who can live here and who can loiter here.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-50 is approved. An ordinance to waive bid, accept the proposal of Prescient Solutions LLC, and authorizing the execution of a notice of award purchase order for the purchase of Fortinet firmware, updates, and support. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-51. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-51?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Matrasco.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Light. Any discussion, board? Yes, sir.
So I saw in the proposal it's saying that for village-wide, village received through the tips purchase cooperative. Okay, so it's, yeah. The proposal from Prescient Solutions for the firmware costs less than the proposal of the village received through the tips purchasing cooperative. So why we waive the competitive bidding for this?
Because we did, so if we were purchasing it through tips, then we wouldn't need to waive it, but since we're not using tips and we're going directly with Prescient and we didn't do a bid for it, we have to waive the bids. And I just referenced in there the tips program so that you knew that that is a competitively bid price, and we were able to get a price lower so that we feel comfortable doing that, waiving the bids to get the lower price.
Did you approach some other vendors? Did they?
No, we usually, tips is what we usually use because it's so that we don't have to go out to bid and go through that whole process, because they manage that, the purchasing cooperatives manage that for you. So that's what our typical process is.
So basically, this tips is, So how we know that we are getting a competitive bid, basically? That's what my question.
So TIPS competitively bids it out, so
Okay.
when they have a price that you can go in, so they have a whole bunch of different things that they manage, so they'll competitively bid it out to multiple companies, and the one that receives has the lowest bid is the one that you're looking at, so it's already been competitively bid.
So, okay, and then Prescient beats that TIPS.
Correct.
Okay. All right, and is this for a 1 year or
I believe so.
is it a yearly subscription? Okay. And they are only providing the software support, or is the hardware also included in this?
It's not hardware, no.
No, okay. That's all questions I have.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, board?
Yeah, I think it's 1 year, but it's not specifically spelled out. At least I've not seen it, just so that you know. But it looks like it could be, the amount that's there looks like a yearly.
It's a year.
Yeah. No other questions.
Thank you. If no further discussion, call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-51 is approved. Item 4, an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. One 2013 Ford F-250 pickup truck and one 2013 Ford Ecoline cargo van. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-52. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-52?
Still moved.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-52 is approved. Item 5, an ordinance to waive bid and accept the proposal of Axon Enterprise, Inc. for records management and report writing services for the police department and authorize the execution of a statement of work by and between Axon Enterprise, Inc. and the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-53. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-53? Thank you,
Second.
Trustee.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board?
I do have a question. I know we talked about this last year. Is this a different part of the contract? Because this one will go till 37. What did we do last time that's different from?
So last time was the body cameras, the car cameras, the taser, and all the training equipment that went with that. This is a whole new report writing system. This is based on more of an AI system. It's integrated into our evidence system. It's integrated into, it will be integrated into our fingerprint system. It's more a highly efficient thing. Analytics, we talked about analytics earlier today. The other programs that we have zero analytics. This one is everything is in there. So it's gonna be better for our officers to get work done faster because of the AI system, how it works. And also because of the workflow system, you just have to type one thing at one time and it goes to all your systems. Right now, you're typing it multiple times to put pieces of evidence in, sewing in, you're charging in live scan. So it's way too much right now, and this will simplify those measures.
So,
So-
question. Oh, go ahead.
Currently, every municipality in DuPage County, absent 4 or 5, are on the same report writing system throughout the entire county.
Okay.
That system's going away and DuPage County's going to a new system. People have seen the new system and many people don't like the new system. We have Axon in Addison, Downers Grove, Lombard, Wheaton's going to it, and there's one other town, right, George?
Oak Brook.
So the systems that the county is going to, that we currently pay for, is not as good a system as what we have with Axon. And the system is a completely different system outside of the Axon Enterprise. And all the integration that goes with Axon isn't necessarily gonna flow from the new report writing system into Axon. So going to Axon for our report writing system streamlines our entire processes. Our body cameras will now go right into report writing. Our video cameras from the squad cars will go right into report writing. The officers' efficiency will be greatly improved. We don't know what we don't know about the new countywide system. We know what we know about Axon because departments that are using it. And we're not going to a brand new system that's going to be a countywide system. The integration for Axon versus the county system Mark 43, the resources that our own IT people will need is tremendously less because we already have the Axon platform here for everything else that we do. So this integration will be seamless. We know that Addison and Downers Grove and Oak Brook are currently using it, and it's great success. We'll be with Lombard, which is also one of our high schools, so we'll be able to integrate and have all that communication back and forth between the police departments and our high school. So this is going to create a much better system for our police officers and for the residents who need information back from the police department. So this is a highly recommended from our perspective to pass.
So does this also help with the FOIAs? We talked about that before. Does this help expedite?
There's other parts of records that'll help with this too. So NIBRS is all you have to report to the FBI. This is seamless. Right now we have to do it manually, so it takes a lot of hours for records to just look through every report to make sure all the requirements are in for this. The Axon system does that automatically. So that's another portion of it. We will get to the FOIA. It depends on what legislation says for the FOIA.
Okay.
So that one's an unknown for right now. But there's a lot of positives to go with this. You know, like with IT, and Jake, we just talked about Prescient.
Yeah.
For the implementation of this, it doesn't take, for Downers Grove and Oak Brook and Addison, 8 hours. That was 6 to 8 hours. That's the only amount of time that they've ever spent with this. For the systems that we're talking about, that B.A. Flint was talking about, we have to pay for 5 IT people at county, plus Jake or IT people have to be working on too. So there's efficiencies with the IT department as well. So Axon, they're a great company, but they're very smart and they're way into the future and understanding what we need to get done.
And Axon's going to work with our police department to meet the needs of what our police department needs. And we're not going to get a system from the county, Mark 43 system, that's canned for every department in DuPage County, because they can't individualize it, right? Because they're making one system for the entire county. And every department has to go to that, and then you're stuck with what that is, and we don't have the ability to individualize it like we will with Axon, because we're working directly with Axon.
Excellent, thank you.
Trustee Schmidt?
What type of training and changeover issues would you expect?
So the other departments that have done this, we will take over all our legacy data. It'll get pulled in there. So the report system that we use currently, all that information will be set in there. Axon does it all. They have on-site personnel that'll be here for the first 2 weeks that they'll be here with us. So they'll work us through the program. Like VA Flint said, other departments have already had this. So we've already had officers go to Downers Grove and Addison and Oak Brook and visit them and look how their system's going. So we have a lot going on where it's easier to understand it. Interesting enough, I talked to the Downers Grove chief when I was there with him. He never got any training on it, and just by looking at the system, it is so user-friendly. Explain it like this, for police officers, we have to do a lot of paperwork, we just do. And for every sort of crime or any sort of incident, there's other forms that you have to fill out. This program does it for you. So it's programmed so you will never forget to do a report, because as soon as you hit a certain key that says an offense, it's gonna say you need to do this paperwork. So it's very intuitive for the officers and efficient, so it is nice. And so the training part of it is very minimal, I should say, but they are on site with us to help get through any problems that we do have.
Nice.
And how long do you expect this to take to implement the switch over?
So they anticipate, so we lose our current system in July. This is ready to go. It will be ready to go before July, but they gave us a date of July that we will start. The other agencies, they were all way ahead of schedule on it. The problem, like VA Flint said, the new other system that the other people in county may go to, it's not gonna be ready in time. So they're gonna be stuck with the old system and it's gonna be a lot of problems. So that's why, there's so many positives to go with Axon just because of the company and the history that they have of doing work.
Is there going to be any compatibility issues between the rest of the county and the Axon system?
So that's another good thing. So we will share all of our information. A weird thing about this is that we have a lot of officers who are on the merit team, which is the countywide team. And that is part of the thing that State Attorney Berlin has said, that we will share that access because we're gonna have officers on those units as well. We also have a high school SRO that will be going to Lombard, Glen Ellen, and Carroll Stream. So he's gonna be on both systems. He'll be on whatever the system county does and this system too. So there will be compatibility that way.
Thank you.
John, you mentioned FOIA request. Just for my curiosity, whom you get this FOIA request? Is this a social media influencer, YouTuber?
So a lot of times people are victims of a crime, or they're part of a crime, or they're part of an incident, and they do the FOIA for that. Unfortunately, a majority of our FOIAs are not from, they're from people who are from social media or YouTubers, and they want to make money off of it.
Yeah. Because the reason I ask, if I go to YouTube or X, which is Twitter, I always see the Exxon, like the emblem is right there, and that's where then you are getting the hits, because if there is a fight or there is anything, then they just capture that and they are publishing those. But you guys will be working and you are giving them all this and they are making money.
It's a lot of work, and that's what Trustee Matrasco, I know the mayor was working on this too, to try to make it that, we push legislation that those, you have to have a real reason to do it. It can't be just to make money, because it's a lot of manpower hours that are used to get those videos out because of those FOIAs. And legislation keeps pushing forward. Each time that they go to vote down in Springfield, they're always pushing this kind of bills in. So hopefully eventually it will get passed.
Yeah. So, but with the FOIAs, the name's on there for whoever requested, so that's another reason why you're not seeing, if you see any without the name, those are old.
Yep. Yeah, so right now we're doing the watermark on there. You're correct. Yes.
Any other discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-53 is approved. Item 6, an ordinance to amend Article E entitled Director of Golf Club Operations of Chapter 7 entitled Village Officers and Personnel, of Title 1 entitled Administration, of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-54. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-54? Trustee Light?
So moved.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-54 is approved. Item 7, an ordinance to amend Chapter 1 entitled Procurement of Goods and Services of Title 3 entitled Finance and Taxation of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, from the 7/30/2026 Ordinance Committee meeting. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-55. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-55? Trustee Schmidt?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Was that Trustee Siddiqui?
Siddiqui.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion, board? Trustee Schmidt, are you raising your hand?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. If no discussion, call the roll, please.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-55 is approved. Item 8, a resolution to approve and adopt the purchasing policy for the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This is from the 7/30/2026 Ordinance Committee meeting. Resolution 2026-R-108. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-R-108? Trustee Light?
So moved.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
I lost my spot. Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt.
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Yes.
Trustee Light.
Yes.
Trustee Meritato.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-R-108 is approved. Moving on to public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? At this time, we will recess the village board meeting and go to the committee of the whole meeting. Is there a motion to recess to the committee of the whole meeting? Trustee Light?
Motion to recess to the committee of the whole meeting.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, trustees. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt.
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Yes.
Trustee Light.
Yes.
Trustee Meritato.
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco.
Yes. This meeting is recessed. Trustee Meritato, you have the committee of the whole meeting.
I'd like to call the committee of the whole meeting of Thursday, August 20th, 2026 to order. Clerk, can you notice present?
Noted.
Is there any add-ons or deletions?
Yeah.
John?
Yes, flock. Flock cameras.
Do you have one more?
Yeah.
Mohammed is.
Salam
Mohammed?
Fest. Yes. Salam Fest.
Anyone else?
Trustee Meritato, if I could actually ask, maybe we do a agenda change, knowing that there's gonna be some discussion on different things, plus another committee report from the Plan Commission. Maybe there's some people here who wanna talk in the public about some topics that are not related to this. Maybe we can have public comment before we do all these presentations and all their discussions, because otherwise the people in the audience are gonna be waiting for a half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It's up to the board, but if I could just make that recommendation.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what, is it okay with the board?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're fine.
Sure.
We don't need a roll call or nothing, right? We can
you're
just
fine.
continue?
You're fine. You just,
Okay,
when
who
you
wants
get through
to,
the committee.
I would just ask if anybody in the board wants to talk, any in the audience wants to talk about anything, they can come up now.
Yeah.
Anybody in the
Before committee
audience
report?
want to speak about
Sir, you were here
anything?
for,
Come up to the podium, state your name, please.
Tika, you're after this gentleman.
So this is like going to be a public comments right now.
Yes, on anything, right.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Sam Menton. I'm a resident of Bloomingdale, Illinois. I just came here to pay adieu to the Glendale Heights Police Department. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I kind of frequent that CD cleaner area over there to have your clothes cleaned, not all the time, but every now and then. And there's a few officers that do a real good job. Little riffraff that goes on over there in that area. In and around the side of the buildings and the back there. Just so happened, I come out of the CD cleaners and kind of all, you know what, breaks loose. There's 3 or 4 police officers there, sideways, this way, that way, and they're out. And they catch some goofy people that are hanging around doing stupid things. So I just came here to thank you for keeping your department solid and, you know, someone like me, I mean, I can handle myself if they approach me, but when you see law and order being done with all the crazy things that happened today, I just want to tell you thanks.
Thank
Oh,
you.
good, thank you, thank you. Is there anyone else?
I'm still Martika King. God bless you all. I really am amazed at the service in this town as I observe from kind of afar. I'm not an insider. But I want to say, you know, really to the folks of Glendale Heights, the residents, the children that are going to school this year. This is still our 250th anniversary of America, the greatest country in the world. Children, I hope you'll learn about this in school. Keep the sexuality out. You know, focus on the education of our children. My God, right? So really, this is all I have to say. And oh, by the way, the quality of life thing, I got a quality of life thing in the mail about police getting involved in the quality of life, and I thought, man, don't they have enough, you know? So I'm thinking, I hear it's on the mission, and I know you guys have like everything on the mission. And so I'm kind of thinking, keep it simple, go after the crime, put them away, you know. And if we have drifters in our town doing different things, you know, or illegals, God knows, you know. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Chico.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? State your name, please.
Jim Sullivan, Glendale Heights. After the events that we've had in town, I was glad to see some normalcy come back to the community with events being taking place in Camera Park again. People were out enjoying themselves, and it was just a good feeling. So everybody went through some pretty hard times with the storms and everything else. But unfortunately, last weekend, I don't think it went so well. Trustee Siddiqui had brought up Salam Fest. You know, we had a considerable amount of rain the week before. I had driven past that park and I'd seen water sitting around those inlets in that retention area. And it was very disturbing to get a call Saturday night from someone that was stuck in a retention pond that needed to be pulled out. From what I understand, our employees had cordoned that off and it was not to be used. For some reason, someone disregarded the directive from whoever sent them out to shut that down and open it up for parking. You know, there wasn't four-wheel drive hillbilly trucks out there, excuse the expression, but there's some pretty nice vehicles out there. And when I showed up to pull that guy out, you know, there was two cars sliding sideways, almost bouncing off each other, trying to get up that grade to get back up on the pavement. And I don't know what kind of agreement you have in writing for this as far as responsibility of the parties holding the event. But from that to the traffic control, which was out on Fullerton, was horrendous when I went in there. There's people out there without vests. I mean, looked like they're dancing in the intersection. You know, there has to be a little bit more professionalism in that aspect of it. And as far as the damage to the park, it wasn't only the retention pond, from what I find out. They took liberties with our golf carts, and they drove around all over the cricket fields too. There's ruts and wheel marks all over the place. Who's gonna pay for this? Is the rental fee for that park gonna cover all this? And it's an undue burden on our employees to go out there and make that repair. They shouldn't have to do that. Our Parks Department has taken a beating over the past couple of years, being understaffed, and they had a lot of projects that need to be done. So I think the organizer of that event should be held accountable for it. They have to reimburse the village for any monies and materials spent to restore that area. We've got another event coming up in, 3 weeks? We have Oktoberfest out there. And the area that they utilize for parking, you know, is in disarray. So we have to do temporary repairs to make it usable just for that event and then restore it after that. It's a considerable cost. And I don't think it should have to come out of the residents or the village's pocket. It should have to come out of the people that put on the event. And I know some of you attended. I don't know if all of you were invited or attended, but you know, it looked like it was a prosperous event. There was a lot of people in and out. The retention area was full. The streets were full of cars, people walking. They did pretty good, but they screwed up big time. And it shouldn't come out of the pocket of the village or the residents.
Well,
thank you.
I'll start off, let's see. I don't wanna blow this thing, because I get nuts. But we are negotiating with the vendor that had the event. And what we're doing is we're not negotiating, we're getting prices to fix Camel Park and put it back the way it was. And they are gonna pay. It's not gonna be no taxpayers' money, it's not gonna be our money. we're gonna chase them, and they're gonna pay for the damage that they did. And as far as the golf carts driving all over the course, they will never, ever, anybody be using a golf cart from the golf course for any event unless it's a village employee or an official. There will be no more using our golf carts. So that's the most I can tell you right now, without getting prices, and they will definitely pay. I can speak for this whole board right now and the mayor. They will pay for the damage. It will not be taxpayers' money.
Well, that's comforting because I had a lot of people reach out to me, sending me messages. I've spoke to people out on the street, and there was a concern. You know, we're all about promoting our community. That's a focal point in our community, Camera Park. It's the largest parcel we have. There's a lot of things out there from sports and just green area to enjoy and relax. But when somebody takes their own liberties with it and doesn't respect it the way it should be.
Yeah. I just want to add one thing. It's not a community event, it's a commercial event. They made money on that. It's not just a $5 ticket. They charge $20 for the singer or $20 or $40. So I don't know what kind of agreement they have with us, but they were over there to make money. They make their money and they leave the rest for us to take care of it. And that's what we will be discussing at the committee on the whole. That's why what I'm gonna discussing, and that's why what I just told Mr. Meritato about Slam Fest. I wanna be, so we are not gonna be deceived or we're not gonna be, getting this burden again. So we wanna, I would like the board to make some recommendations. So going forward, what we should be doing, because I think we did a blind trust on those guys, and they really ruined the whole thing. I mean, these organizers are not new to us. I knew them. I wasn't invited. That's the reason. Like, they never invite me. I don't stand with these guys. They never invite me. So they are not new, but the things which they did this time is unbelievable.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now I gotta settle down.
Easy, man.
You got it.
Easy, man.
You can do it.
I just don't want to
You can go back to committee reports.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
There's no one else?
Hold on, let me calm down.
No other comments?
Is there any other comment? Anybody else would like to get up and say something? Okay, being none? Okay, let's go to committee reports. Glendale Lakes Golf Course Committee. I have no report, but I was there today. I checked out the carpeting. Looks great. Carpeting looks great. And blacktopping, you guys, I think you guys are done now, right?
I don't think they're quite done. They had an
Not
issue
quite
with the,
done? Because they were
paver box
paving today when I was there, so.
Yeah. So they had a small issue with the paper box. I think it should be addressed by the mechanics and they
Yeah.
will finish up then.
But if you haven't been at the golf course, go take a look at the carpeting. It really, really looks good. Okay, historical house. Mike?
Of course I do. All right, just as a reminder, August 22nd, we're going to have another open house from 10 to noon. It's an ice cream social along with the public, Glenside Public Library. So it's a great event. All I can say is free ice cream. That got me right there, that's for sure. And then the next question I have, Chief Pappas, do we have a community watch coming up?
Neighborhood Watch?
Neighborhood Watch, yes.
Yeah, can't remember which Wednesday it is. It's usually the same Wednesday as Plan Commission, so it's on the 26th. Yep.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, we are doing that at the Historic House.
You are correct.
So as a reminder, come on out. If you can't make it this Saturday, feel free to come out for our wonderful event that the police put on. And
So ice cream is gonna be there at that?
Free ice
I
cream.
don't know, will you bring ice cream, Chief?
We can try and arrange
Okay,
that.
we'll see.
Don't you have a freezer box or something there then in the basement that you can
do that.
just?
I can.
You
No,
can
no
use
freezer
a
box.
You can use a couple ice cream bars.
I could. It'd be good. All right, but that's all I have.
Okay, ordinance committee?
Okay, the ordinance committee met July 30th, and you saw the results of our meeting on the agenda this evening, the sex offender registry, the budget changes, and so on. Next ordinance committee will be August 27th. Thank you.
Okay, Parks and Rec Committee, I have no report. I had too many reports already with that. Barb, you have anything?
No, we'll be having, as was stated earlier today, we're going to be having for the master plan, a special meeting coming up on August 25th.
Okay, Property Enhancement Committee?
The enhancement is enchantment. So we do have a meeting on Wednesday at 6:30. It'll be in this room. This is for our
Rentals.
rentals,
Rental
but it's for the
landlords.
owners, the renter,
Yes,
the
the
owners.
landlords. It's one of our
The
quarterly
landlords, thank you.
landlord meetings.
Couldn't remember their names. So that it will be here, it will not be in Floyd Brown, so that you remember. I will also double check to make sure on the website it says here, not Floyd Brown. And is there a way that we can send anything out to remind
It's
the
on-
landlords?
It's on the agenda. You know, we send them stuff out constantly, so we
Okay,
can always send an
okay.
email.
That was something that was asked at the last one to make sure that they had something, so that's the
Sure.
update there.
Okay. Senior Citizens Report. Senior Citizens Report, Bill?
Just a short report here. There will be no meeting of the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee this month. Thank you.
Okay, Capital Vision Committee.
Okay, we are going to have our next meeting in October, so no report yet.
Okay, is any committee recommendation discussion, public, anybody in the public?
I think we already did that.
I think we already did that, is right. Okay, committee recommendations. Number one, Planning and Zoning Commission recommendations. A recommendation to approve a conditional use permit to allow an automobile laundry car wash within a C3 General Commercial District located at 556 East North Avenue, Glendale Heights, Illinois.
The team from El Car Wash is here for a presentation on their proposed project.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Thank you all for evening. I'd like to introduce the team from El Car Wash for the presentation today, and happy to answer any questions you may have. Can everybody see the depictions here, or do we have an easel perhaps?
I think that's good. Yeah, that should be good.
Okay, just
Yeah.
wanna make sure everyone can see it.
Oh. Slide forward, slide backwards. The laser pointer's dangerous. Just don't point it. I'm gonna try to stay away from the laser pointer. That's a little bit dangerous for me. Good evening, everybody. My name's Gabe Schuckman. It's so nice to be here this evening. I'm with El Car Wash. Thank you for having us today. We put together, a brief presentation. I know it's getting later in the evening, but I'm gonna focus on a few things, who we are, mission statement and core values, talk about community, pilot program that we're gonna present today, and then we're gonna talk about the site plan and the renderings, the project we're gonna build. Mitch Harvey with Stonefield Engineering is here this evening, and he'll walk you guys through that. And just also talk a little bit about the retail market, is what we're gonna talk about. I'd like to give you a little bit of a background on who El Car Wash is and who I am, if we can start there. My name's Gabe Schuckman, as I stated at the beginning of the presentation. I'm a partner in El Car Wash. El Car Wash's story is a great story. It's a family story. The business was started in 2011. My partner, Jeff Karras, bought the business in 2017 when it had 4 units. Sold all of his worldly belongings, always wanted to be in the car wash industry, and he bought the company. He grew the business from 4 units to 17 units between 2017 and 2021. In 2021, I had the opportunity to partner up in the business, and me and Jeff and 1,600 people have grown the business from 17 units to 100 locations across the country. It's an interesting thing. We're here today in Glendale Heights, and it's been great to sit in for a big portion of this meeting. And this community is very community oriented. It's a big family. And the great thing about El Car Wash is we have 1,600 associates. We're 30% employee owned or associate owned, so everybody has a stake in the business. And every morning when we wake up in the morning, there's a WhatsApp chat that we have where everybody says good morning to each other. 1,600 people can have the opportunity to say good morning to each other. And it's a very unique thing. You don't see that in the retail industry. And I think one of the reasons why we've been successful, continue to grow, is that family orientation. And it resonates with our associates, and it resonates in the communities we enter. And when you ask all 1,600 people that work at El Car Wash, what makes El Car Wash so special? And there's one answer that always comes out: family. And we're excited to be here today to join your family and join the Glendale Heights community. So thank you for having us. I want to talk about our core values. We can talk about site plans, we can talk about renderings, but I want to talk about who's inside the building and who's inside the operation, because I think that's where it starts, and I think that's where the success comes from. First and foremost, it starts with the people. The people's what makes El Car Wash work. The people's what brings excitement and generates excitement every day to our locations. We have 1,600 people that work at El Car Wash, as I've mentioned a few times already. And they're owners of the business as well, 30% employee owned, which I think is incredibly unique. Excellence. Every day when we show up at our locations, we want to make sure we bring an excellent product to our customers and make sure we bring an excellent product to our community. That's very, very critical to us. I'm going to talk a little bit about community in a second and the different community initiatives that we have. But the most important thing that I really want to talk about is, from a high-paying jobs perspective, and I'll talk about growth. We hire within the community, we service the community, and the managers and the regional managers we hire are within the community as well. And from a growth perspective, we're trying to provide high-paying jobs that people can give back to their community. Outside of having equity in the business itself, our store managers make over $100,000 a year. Our key managers, which are like assistant managers, make $60,000 to $70,000 a year. And our hourly employees are making up to $25 an hour. And this is all with benefits as well. In addition, there's an opportunity to have an ownership piece in the business and continue to rise up within the organization as well. We have people that were with the company since we founded it in 2011. They were originally loading cars onto the chains, and now they have executive positions within the organization as well. And most importantly, we're focused on having fun. You have to have fun in what you do day in, day out, and that's really, really critical to us. Community is everything. We try to give back to the community in any which way that we possibly can, and that's really, really critical to us. Some statistics right here. I'm still scared to use a laser pointer, so I'm not going to do that. But $2 million in community impact, $500,000 in direct charitable contribution. But I think what's really, really unique, which is now reflected in the slide, the store managers have a budget of $10,000, $15,000 a year to give back to local community events or local charities. We spoke about the Glendale Heights, some Glendale Heights opportunities. We want to be part of that. We're excited to be part of that. But we're hiring managers that live within 2-3 miles of the store that have the ability to give back to their community. There's not some corporate office in Miami that has no direct contact. That doesn't exist. It's about the people at the store that can go make some great decisions to go back to impact, to benefit the communities as well. Sports, marching bands, you name it, we do it. And I think one great story of something that we did, Troy, Michigan. I'm based out of Detroit, by the way. We're opening up stores in Detroit, Michigan, and there's a nonprofit by the name of Rainbow Connection in Metro Detroit. Rainbow Connection is very similar to a Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they were outgrowing their space, and they need new space, and they don't have the budget to pay for office space or anything of that nature. So in Troy, Michigan, you can look this up. In Troy, Michigan, we're building a second story above our car wash, and we're giving the Rainbow Connection free office space in perpetuity. So they never have to worry about rent. They never have to worry how can they take care of those kids who are getting some of their last wishes. And that's what El Car Wash is about. One thing which we recognize about ourselves, especially as we're coming into the Illinois market, we recognize the fact that we're a goods and service business. We don't pay sales tax. And sales tax is something very, very important to the community. So we wanted to come up with something that would provide additional revenue to the community. So over here is a company average for Elk Car Wash. Our average location has 7,400 members. Our average membership, monthly membership, and I'll talk a little bit more about the business operation, I glossed over it a little bit, is $33. But the average Elk Car Wash does about $3.6 million in yearly revenue. We project Glendale Heights to surpass those numbers. We'll talk about that in a second. We're planning on doing an enclosed location. We don't have too many enclosed locations, a premium product for premium communities, and we think Glendale Heights is that. We project by the 5th year we'll have over 78, is that 76 or 7,800? My eyes are getting bad. We'll have over 7,800 members over here, but also creating an additional $115,000 in sales tax for the community is what we plan on doing. Well, we're going to talk about the site plan right now, if that's okay. So I'm going to take a quick crack at it, and then Mitch, if you want to step in.
Yeah, do your whole presentation and then I'll open it up for questions.
Sounds good. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay.
Yeah, you know what, why don't you, I was
We got a
gonna say,
microphone.
Mike, yeah,
David.
because the people online won't hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, people online.
No,
Okay.
that's okay.
I can do it. So here's the site plan itself. So, a few things. We have 100 locations across the country, which I had spoken about. The Chicagoland market, we're planning to do about 100 locations throughout the Chicago area. We have a pipeline of 20, 30 locations. We're a membership-driven business. So if you join Elk Car Wash, your Elk Car Wash membership works anywhere in Chicago, but anywhere in the country as well. In addition to that, you can use it's an unlimited walk. You can use it an unlimited amount of times. Elk Car Wash is unique because we're really, really focused on that subscription business, on that monthly membership business. So 85 to 90% of our customers that come through the location on a daily basis are members. We're also a cashless business. So I just want to point those two things out because I think at the last meeting there was a concern about traffic and about stacking and various things such as that. So because we're a cashless business and because we're a membership business, people are able to get through pretty quickly. And I'll talk about that right now as I'm walking through the site plan. So what we do is the entrance is right over here, is the entrance into the car wash. We have 2 stacking lanes. We have 3 pay stations. And then you're able to come through our 130-foot tunnel, and then you're able to either exit back out or go through the vacuums. What happens is, in these pay station areas, there's 3 gates. And if you're a member, we take your license plate down, and the moment you approach, the gate goes up, and you're able to get through there pretty quickly. Because of the fact that we're 90% membership driven, because there's a license plate readers, people are able to get through these very, very quickly, in about 80 to 90 seconds. So even in our busiest days, in other northern markets like in Metro Detroit, the most stacking we've ever witnessed is 10 to 11 cars. And we have way more stacking than that. So we're not concerned about stacking or backing up into the road or anything of that nature. That was one of the questions. In addition to the site plan, and this is the interior vacuum area, typically about 10% of people vacuum their cars. You see more vacuuming on Saturdays and Sundays as opposed to during the week. What we really wanted to do was do something up. We wanted to deliver a premium product. We have 100 locations open. We only have a few enclosed vacuum areas throughout the portfolio. And we chose Glendale Heights to be one of those communities. We wanted to bring the best product possible, an amenity, a high premium product to Glendale Heights and do something beautiful. And we're enclosing all the vacuums as well. If you go to the typical car wash, all the vacuums are outside. Not here. This is going to be a high-end, A-plus product. We're going to be investing above the ground over $6 million into this project as well. We're very excited about it. Another concern that I believe was brought up at the last meeting was landscaping. So we really decided to, really try to wow you. And you can see all the additional landscaping that we did throughout the project. Mitch, anything else that I can add regarding the landscaping that we did since last meeting?
Yeah, there's a few things.
Go ahead, you can jump in. Mitch is going to talk a little bit about the site plan, and I'll jump back into it in a second.
Good evening, I'm Mitchell Harvey, I'm with Stonefield Engineering. Gabe did a good job of explaining the site plan, so I won't go into too much detail. Just want to point out a few things that we did add, kind of working with staff. We really presented a concept many months ago and kind of worked back and forth on a few different ways to improve this. And I think ultimately we developed a pretty good a site plan here that kind of works from both our standpoint, but also the village's standpoint. So it's shown better on this. Can I actually use that, Gabe?
Yeah. Let me turn the mute button off.
How about now?
Yeah.
Here we go. So this one's zoomed out a little bit more. Kind of going to start up here. We're adding a crosswalk to the existing driveway along Glen Ellen, and then adding kind of a more defined striping pattern on this entranceway into the shopping mall here. This is kind of going to help control traffic and keep it moving. Down here, if you're familiar with the site, currently there's actually a driveway here, and then there's a driveway here. This driveway is a four-way intersection as it currently sits. We're going to be modifying this to be ingress only kind of to the southwest of the site, and then egress only on the west side. So ultimately, we're kind of cleaning up the site from a traffic standpoint, and Gabe discussed the kind of the circulation of the site, so I won't go into that. But I did want to point out a few things landscaping-wise. And before I get to that, I do want to talk about our water reclamation system. So we have a fairly substantial water reclamation system on this site. So all the water is filtered through a 4-stage settling tank, and then it goes through a reverse osmosis system, and then that all goes through a oil water separator. So we're able to reuse a substantial amount of water from wash to wash. And then on top of that, all of our soaps are fully biodegradable and are environmentally friendly. Real quickly, lighting. All lights are going to be dark sky compliant, fully directed into our site, and they'll meet the ordinance. So landscaping wise, as Gabe mentioned, we really wanted to bring some green space and live color to the site with a focus on North Ave and Glen Ellen Road frontages. So we're actually keeping, and you can kind of see in this aerial here, we're keeping a lot of that existing vegetation along the roadway frontages and supplementing that with a new hedgerow, intermixed with new trees, ornamental grasses, and perennials. At the corner, at the southeast corner where we have the sign there, we have, again, planted perennials, evergreens, grasses to kind of add a layer of color. And you get more of a 4-season type of landscaping plan when you have this intermixed of perennials, evergreen shrubs, grasses. You get colors, different colors throughout the various times of the year, which we really think is going to beautify this site and kind of set the standard for future development along this corridor from a landscaping perspective. I'm going to go through a few numbers real quick, if you'll bear with me. We're bringing 7 new deciduous trees to the site, 11 evergreen trees, 123 shrubs, 122 total ornamental grasses, 20 ground covers, and then 329 perennials. All in all, if you're comparing our proposed site to the existing site, we're almost quadrupling. I knew I was going to get that trip up on that word. The amount of green space on site. Right now, there's a little bit under 3,000. We're bringing over 11,000 square feet of new green space, or of green space to the site. So the delta's about 8,000. With that, I'll turn it back over to Gabe. We have some great renderings that we kind of already showed, but that's touching on the landscaping. And Gabe, if you got anything to add.
Yeah. Just want to add a few more things, if that's okay. Just a premium product. It's going to be a terrific amenity for the community members. I don't want to go through these so quickly. Those are the pay stations I was referring to on the left side of your screen. From a staffing perspective, we have 2 people at the pay station areas, somebody within the vacuum area to make sure it's always maintained from a cleanliness perspective. 1 person loading the cars into the tunnel, and then just another person, usually a store manager, that's roaming around. Is how we staff the locations. But it's going to be just an absolutely beautiful product when it's completed. I wanted to just give you a little bit more about my background, which hopefully it's helpful to you guys. And I'm actually share a pretty unique story from today as well. My background's real estate brokerage. I graduated from University of Michigan in 2003. I started in the real estate business when I was in 2002, 2001. And I got into brokerage representing a lot of different national retailers. Helped Aspen Dental do their initial locations, and I worked with Starbucks and Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. And then eventually I saw, developers just doing a bad job with these retailers. And I said, forget this brokerage stuff, I want to be a developer. And I started in development, and that's the reason I got involved in All Car Wash. And over time, the company that I founded, Allrig, outside of me being a partner in All Car Wash, we become one of the largest national retailer developers in the country. We're probably the largest developer in the country I know we are the largest developer in the country for Chick-fil-A. We're working with groups such as Dutch Bros. We've done probably 50, 60 Starbucks, a bunch of Chipotles. We're doing a lot of development work with Sprouts right now, who's expanding in the Chicagoland market. And we've done work with these groups throughout the country. So number one, to land great national retailers, you need to be great communities, you need great staff. So one, accolades to your team right here. You guys have an absolutely incredible staff. They pushed us, they challenged us to get to this plan, and you guys have an incredible team. So regardless if we do business together or not, you guys should know you have a great team here that cares about the community, has a lot of longevity in the community, and wants to see great things for this community. So you guys should know that. One of the things that they push me is Gabe, you talk about these Chick-fil-A guys, get these Chick-fil-A guys over here, right? And so I'm actually working on it. Brian Jorbin, he's the Chick-fil-A real estate manager. He actually lives in Deerfield. We've been talking about Glendale and getting him out here to look at something. But I think one of the questions that we always get is, why do we want a car wash? Why do we want a car wash? What's a car wash going to do for us, right? So I want to show you some numbers. I can't see this. I'm going to go a little bit. Actually, I got it right here. So All Car Wash, from all the car wash groups in the country, we're the busiest group. It's because of who we are as a community, how we draw customers. We have terrific marketing. We deliver a clean car. Right? There's a lot of car washes. They don't clean the cars. We deliver a dry car. We deliver an exceptional service and exceptional product. With that said, we've also been able to attract a lot of national retailers as well. But what draws national retailers? Why do national retailers decide to go to a distinct market? Why do they want to go there? It's traffic. They want to have retail synergy. And All Car Wash is a retailer. That's how we view ourselves. We don't compare ourselves to the other car washes outside of the fact that our cars come out clean and dry. We compare ourselves to other national retailers. That's who we comp ourselves after. That's how we look at ourselves. So from a traffic perspective, where's that pointer thing? Here it is. So from a trip generation perspective, this is like the main KPI that all retailers look at. Our locations, here's our low-end location. This is a 6-month total. Novi, Michigan, this is right by my house, in the past 6 months has seen, and this is between November 2025 and April 2026, saw 60,000 cars. Now, by the way, we didn't have our hard opening until December. So the low end was 120,000 cars for a new location that just opened up in a yearly visit perspective. Our busiest location, one of our busiest, not even our busiest location, Homestead, Florida, has 200,000 cars in 6 months. That would translate to 400,000 cars a year. I'm going to take you to this next. I'm going to go one slide over. This is all the retailers we work with: Chick-fil-A, Dutch, Cava, Cooper's Hawk, Sprouts. I'm going to take you to one other slide right here. Development opportunities. Chick-fil-A, which is one of the busiest national retailers in the country, on average has 355,000 visits per year to one of their locations. Our locations are generating just as much traffic as a Chick-fil-A. That's a big deal. That's what retailers look for. They're looking for retail synergy. They're looking for daily trips. That's what draws retailers to come to a community. So with us making a $6 million investment, with us having, and I'll talk about some co-tenancy we do with all these retailers in a second, but that's what these retailers, Cava, which is is an exciting new retailer, they're averaging only 83,000 yearly visits. That's a lot, but that's not as much yearly visits that we're going to be bringing. Chipotle, 89,000. Cooper's Hawk, which is a sit-down restaurant, 140,000 visits, 136,000. Dutch Brothers, 237,000. And Sprouts Farmers Market's 193,000. And all this data is from Placer AI, which is a nationally reputable data center that, that tracks all this information. We're drawing more traffic and more daily visits than a lot of these national retailers. That's a critical thing also. But in addition to that, let me share a story with you guys of some of the retail synergy that we have with some of these other groups. I actually came from Westchester, New York today. That's why I flew in for the presentation. I was in Westchester. We're expanding in New York City right now. And there was a closed down grocery store, and the closed down grocery store seemed like a great development opportunity. So I picked up the phone and I called the head of real estate for Chick-fil-A and I said, hey, I'm looking at the site. What do you think? He says, we're in. If you guys are going there, we're going there as well. There's a vacant pad here in Glendale, right here at this location. Les Christoph from CBRE, there's a vacant pad just to the west of us. We're going to get Dutch Brothers to go over there. I called up the head of real estate for Dutch Bros and said, you need to go here as well. So we're going to draw other retailers that come to this community. And we got to go tell the story. That Menards across the street from us, that's one of the busiest Menards in the state of Illinois. We're going to find the right retailer to go over there. So there's some retailers are going to want to be at this corner. There's some retailers are going to say, hey, let's go by the Tonys because they want to be by grocery anchored shopping centers. But we're the right first step. And by the fact that we're willing and happy and excited to go make a $6 million investment above the land, forget what we're paying for the land, that's a show of strength and commitment to what we think is a great market. And we're excited to take that leap with you together. We appreciate the leap of faith you guys are making with us. But I just want to give a little bit of some retail context from my years of doing retail development throughout the country. So happy to answer any questions. I spoke a lot, but thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. What I'm gonna do now is, I'm gonna open it up, but I'm gonna start with trustees, Bill. You have questions, we're gonna write down the board because I know there's quite a few questions.
Okay, what type of water use, you say you're recycling your water, what type of water usage would you be expecting to get from the village on a daily basis?
10,000 gallons.
Okay, is that doable, Jeff?
100%. That's nothing.
Yeah.
It's my house.
I was gonna say. Well, not a day, I hope not a day.
Okay,
Yeah, cute.
thank you.
Okay, trustee Siddiqui?
Yeah, so you mentioned that you only allow membership subscription. Do you allow like single car wash?
Yeah, we allow single car washes, but everybody typically ends up joining. So 90% of the customers coming through end up being members, is what
Okay.
happens. But we do single washes, and in the revenue model,
Uh-huh.
it showed 15% for
So how much is your single car wash, the cheapest one?
$10 is where we typically average out about.
$10?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite high. I'm talking about comparing it with the other, because right across on the North Avenue, they are charging $5 for a single. And is that a touchless car wash or?
No, it's not a touchless car wash.
No?
No.
Okay, so probably that's why your prices are a little bit high, that's how you can maintain the high salary, and because your salary is quite good, I mean.
Yeah, we're providing a premium product.
So when you say premium product, what is what my car will feel, or, I mean,
Yeah.
wash is just a wash, correct?
I don't-
I understand, let's say
Yeah.
I go to the restaurant and I have a steak and I have a Burger King burger, so then I can say, oh yeah, but my car wash is, I just wanna clean it, and I want it cheap and I wanna clean it and I wanna go home.
Yeah, I think I think the two most important things for people, and I can't speak about the car wash down the street, so I only wish them the best of luck and want to see all people succeed. But I think if you take a look at El Car Wash, we have 116,000 Google reviews, a 4.8 rating, and I think outside of the community orientation and all the great things we do, I think people enjoy pulling into our lot and having a fun experience. I think the people that are working, our associates that are working, provide an incredible level of customer support and try to support our customers in any which way outside of supporting the community. And I think in addition to that, once you get into that tunnel, your car is going to come out clean and dry. In addition, the vac areas, we've provided a tremendous amount of amenities you don't see at other locations between the different washing abilities, cleaning opportunities, and all that. So we just have great equipment. Cars come out clean and dry. People enjoy being in it. In addition to that, I think when you look at what we're offering here, where the vacuums are inside the building itself. I don't think it's, I know in Detroit it's not fun to vacuum outside in January, and I can't imagine, I don't think Chicago's too much different, but I think having the ability to vacuum inside is an incredible amenity. This adds to our building costs an additional 30 to 40%. So it's a premium
vacuums are
product.
free, or is
Vacuums are free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you pay for it here.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you wanted to come and use the vacuums, people can use them without washing as well.
Trustee Light?
Okay, I got a few of them. Dave, first of all, great presentation.
Thank you,
That was
sir.
wonderful. Doug, just quick question for you. Will they need a permit for any of the water from the waste that they have? Will they need a permit for it, for going through the treatment plant, anything?
No, we wouldn't have permit.
Nothing to worry about with that. The next one was, what's the traffic count on North Avenue? Do we have an idea on how many cars?
55,000-ish cars a day.
55,000? Okay. And then, what is the income, Doug, from a car wash? The actual income from the wash itself? If they were just get a plain, simple wash?
You asking Doug?
Yeah, I'm saying, on an average for our car
To
wash.
the village, I think.
For
That's
the
what he's
village.
asking.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
zero.
It's a service, yeah.
Alright. I was just, okay, and then, what are the hours of operation?
Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then Sundays, 8 a.m. to like 6, 7 p.m.
Right. How many of those are manned and how many are unmanned?
It's always manned. There's
Always
some-
manned?
Always manned.
Alright. How many full-time people do you plan on hiring, and how many part-time people do you plan on hiring?
We're gonna have 30 people hired at the location. It's probably 50-50.
50-50?
The hourly employees are usually part-time, but a lot of them are full-time as well. So it
Okay.
just depends on the location.
And then you talked about the projected tax income from, I'm guessing, from your sales of 115,000 of your, I'm guessing for your program that you have?
Correct. So this was our company average, right here. We project that given the fact that we're going fully enclosed, by year 5, when the stores mature, we'll be even higher than our company average. That's the 150,000 that we're offering an additional.
150 or 150?
115.
115, okay. All right, and then you talked about the give backs that your managers have. What usually do those pertain? I mean, is it just like free car washes for, local area people included, or?
For sure, we're always doing, giving out free car wash to get people excited. But we do takeover days. Like local school marching bands will say, hey, we want to do a fundraiser. We need new equipment. So they'll take it over for half a day, and then the profits for that day will go to the marching band. During our grand openings, we'll bring out marching bands. We'll bring out local youth sports teams. We'll make donations to that. And then throughout the different holidays, 4th of July, different events. If you need a local community sponsor to put money towards it, we'll do that as well. Christmas events, helping families out during the holidays, so, things like that. So the managers have discretion for those things. So on a daily basis, there's always different requests and approvals of those things taking place. But the managers, just given the fact that they live within the area, they're always part of, doing a lot of the give back. So
So you plan on going local with your management staff then?
absolutely, and every location's set up that way as well.
Okay, and then you said you have 1,600 employees
1,600
nationwide?
associates, correct.
Over 100 locations,
And
okay,
30% employee owned as well.
okay. All right, perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, your traffic pattern, I mean, you're looking for more traffic coming, going westbound than coming eastbound?
Yeah, usually, it's gonna be the going home side, so I think that's most likely, I would say majority is gonna be westbound, agreed. Car washes, it becomes part of your daily routine. So if somebody's headed eastbound in the morning, they're probably not gonna stop there, but if they're coming westbound back at the end of the day, they're gonna stop on their way home. Or somebody alternately is going westbound in the morning, they're gonna go there in the morning first. It's usually part of people's daily routines, is how it transpires.
Okay, yeah, it'd be nice to have a little coffee shop on the side of your building,
Yeah, it's called Dutch Bros.
We love Dutch Bros. We love Dutch Bros. They're great.
Trust me.
It's a lot of sugar.
Oh, I'm sorry,
no.
the mayor, go ahead.
Thank you, trustee. Thank you. Thank you for coming here and meeting with us. This was really a great presentation. You touched on a lot of really important elements that I think kind of speak to each of us differently, but overall, the one that stands out to me is what an excellent corporate citizen El Car Wash has been in other spaces, and what an opportunity it would be here for our community. I only had one question. I remember, I believe from one of the other meetings, hearing about El Car Wash coming to Illinois. Are we the first, or are we somewhere in the middle? Like, what's the?
I think from top 10 is where we're at.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're already open in Illinois and other spaces?
No, we're not. We're just starting construction right now. About to start construction in 2 other communities where
Okay.
the sites were already kind of entitled, candidly. But from a perspective of first 5-10 stores open, if this goes through, this will be one of our first 5 or 10 stores open in the Chicagoland market.
Got it, thank you.
And most, I know we're on YouTube or something, but don't tell them we're not enclosing this. This is like a major financial commitment for us. We typically don't enclose it, the vacuum areas.
Thank you.
So we'll be the only one right now.
There's only one other one. That's it in all of Chicagoland. It's a huge undertaking. It's a
Yeah.
huge amenity. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It adds 30-40% of the building cost. But we think Glendale Heights deserves it, and we think people will recognize it, and will want to take advantage of it.
Excellent. Well, I was saying that you've done your research, and I love the fact of the good corporate citizen. We need more of those. Just have a couple questions. You mentioned about the wastewater. I assume we've gone through to understand what we can handle from the waste that'll come through. I know he said biodegradable and all. Are we good with our current system?
Yes.
All right, so we don't have to do any updates or anything. Okay, that was definitely important. Retail foulers, I've been trying to get Dutch Bros here for a very long time, even before I sat in this seat. They have been one of the most difficult, and they are very particular. So it was very interesting to hear that they follow you guys. So I like that they're actually understanding that we are serious, that we really do want them or other retails to come into that space.
What happens, it's like our real estate broker here locally is Will Frank with Mid-America, Jeff Cushman, and they represent us, they represent Dutch Bros. And we decided to come to the Chicagoland market. We had a meeting with Cody, who runs real estate for Dutch Bros. We sat down and said, what's your guys' strategy for the Chicagoland market? And we're having conversations with them all the time. One of the markets we just got approved in was Kildare, so it's us and Dutch Bros. I mean, there's times where the deal doesn't work out between both of us for various different reasons, but we're working on several deals with them right now, not only here in Michigan, but not only here in Illinois, but now in the state of Michigan as well. And we're co-developing with them quite a bit. So there's this synergy of retail where retailers like following each other, and we've developed it with Dutch Bros, we've developed it with Chick-fil-A and a few other tenants.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not saying Dutch Bros because I just love it, but it's the fact that there is none over here. I want something new. We don't want the same thing. We don't want another McDonald's. Yes, I said that. We don't want another Wendy's. We want new. So that's why I asked that. Bill, question, I'm gonna ask, Bill, are you there? You with me, Bill? When we talked earlier, I asked why we didn't allow other ones in that space. And we were saying it was the traffic, the flow of traffic. Based off of what they have provided, does this give us, Mike, I think you were also involved with it too at that time. Does the traffic, the way that they have explained this, is that in a much better pattern than what it was for prior car washes that try to come in?
It was actually the same basic traffic pattern from what I remember. From what was stated before, as far as the entrance.
The prior car wash was way more spread out, and it was the length, essentially, of essentially the length of the drive through where the water retention is now, where the old Portillo's used to be. It was that design was straight east and west.
Yeah, railroad was big,
And
it
was straight east and west with vacuums on the north side of that. It was completely set up different.
The setup was different, but the footprint was
Same basic location, but yeah.
So they
As I recall, there was a crisscross between the entrance and the egress and exit
Yes.
And-
The Glen Ellen Road entrance and then the North Avenue entrance were crisscrossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we won't be with this design, correct?
Based on
Well, I mean,
the-
based on everything I've seen, yeah, I mean, there's one way in, one way out.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Trustee Beacon?
Hold on,
And
hold on.
Trustee Matrasco, I will say that they listened to us because their first rendering wasn't how it is today,
Oh, excellent.
right? And it was because of staff going back to them and asking them to change things because of how that flow was. They've made all these changes that we've asked.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask kind of a little tough question because I'm gonna think futuristic. You guys are here. It's not going so well. What is the plan? What if it suddenly doesn't do well? Do you guys have plans to try and make things better? Do you end up letting us know so long in advance that it's just not working out? What is, because this happens a lot, I get it, but I'd like to understand what is that you guys see?
It's a great question. So we've got 100 locations open. We've never closed a location.
Never.
That's
Never?
great.
Never.
Not once.
Not once.
Wow.
How many stores you have?
100 stores, 100 locations open, and 102 now, I think. Anyhow, you know, that's, you know, the CEOs, we were together in New York for the past 2 days, in Connecticut. That's our biggest nightmare, is exactly that.
Yeah.
And
Us too.
yeah, and you know, candidly, we just have to get it right. You know, it's never, you know, we're gonna grind this thing to death if that ever happens.
Okay.
I just don't think we have 1,600 people that, you know, rely upon each other day in, day out, and I don't think our head goes there. So I think when we're making a decision, you know, not only just to build a normal car wash, but to build a high-end car wash, you know, we think we got it right. We think we picked the right community. We think we picked the right corner. Because I think a lot of the concerns that we always hear about is like, you know, well, is there going to be a traffic issue? Is there going to be a stacking issue? Is there going to be all these different things? If we think the site's not going to be functional, we're not going to invest $6 million in there, right? That's the biggest thing. I think there's always a line is, you know, protect the developer from the developer, right? And I think here's like, you know, protect the car wash from the car wash. If we think a site's not going to work, why would we want to invest the money? I mean, you know, at this point we're expanding in 9 different states. So we have some optionality of where else we can invest in. Chicago's a 10 million person market. So if we don't think a site's going to be successful, it's a great question. I'm not trying to be, you know.
No,
yeah.
I appreciate it.
But we're gonna make sure it works. And, you know, to your point, we're doing the research to make sure that it's going to work as well. So we haven't dealt with it. Now, I guess the question, what's the reuse of this building or something of that nature? You know, Mitch, what's the size of that, the building adjacent to the car wash, the enclosed tunnel?
8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
A little over.
I mean, it's an 8,000 square foot building that's 4 walls, all glass. I mean, it's a beautiful building, right? Take a look at the renderings. It's a beautiful glass building. There could be a medical user say, I'm going to tear down the car wash and go reuse this 8,000 square foot building. I mean, it's really just like an office medical building is what's been built. The city owns the parking to the west that I'm sure there's really no use for right now.
Okay.
The city could lease out those parking spaces. So if anything, you have a functional building that could be, you know, used for office and medical or something of that nature. It's not a restaurant that's literally single purpose. You have an 8,000 foot office medical building is really what you have.
Awesome. So I only have one more question, and
I
this is
don't wanna
actually
talk
kind of a
about
fun
that.
one.
Okay.
This is a fun one.
Oh, man, I'm against.
So on Wednesday, we have our golf outing.
Yep.
Are you guys going to be in town? Would you be willing to actually have your own team on the golf course? You don't have to answer it right now, but I'm just
No,
throwing
I
it out
got-
there as
So wait, Wednesday is, one second.
Something to-
That's a
some-
loaded
something to
question.
mull over.
Wait, is that the 26th or what's?
Yes, it is.
26th.
All right, so I have I would be here, but so I got 2 things to share with you.
It looks like he'll have to do another game of golf.
My oldest son's moving into college, so that's my oldest.
Okay.
So
Definitely pass. Well, if you can't, maybe some of you other ones can.
they'll be here, and I'll be an emotional wreck that day. So I don't think
Well,
you'll
let
wanna
us know
see me.
because we can definitely get you in.
Okay.
Oh, there
Well,
goes
we'd love to do it.
There goes my coffee shop. Trustee Beacon?
What time is it?
Time to go to bed.
Thank you.
Hey, I did write them down, so I didn't go out of
Alright,
order.
alright. Well, mine is gonna be very not that short, but it's important to me.
God bless
So so you've mentioned that you have possibly 30 staff members that'll be there.
That's
15 is what I've heard. Roughly about 100 stores. So, and I've heard you tonight. And again, thank you for coming here and giving
Thank you.
this wonderful presentation. For me, what's important is, you said you have 100 stores. What percent of them that you've hired or employed that actually live in the town that work for the car wash?
The majority of them, it's within 2 to 3 miles. I can get you an exact number. I don't have it. I can talk about I can call Brittany, who runs our head of people experience. That's like our terminology for human resources. But it's a majority of the folks. It really is. It's critical to hire within the community. I mean, I think hiring somebody for Glendale Heights from Troy, Michigan is not the right decision. So.
Yes, because I would love to see like the attendants or the manager there from Glendale Heights. That to me would be like a great commitment. And if there's a way that you can say that we're committed to hiring,
We're
our community members first.
We're 1,000% committed to that. That's our preference. Sometimes hard to staff. I mean, that's always a challenge, is finding great people. But we're 1,000% committed to that.
That's all I
Okay.
got. Thank you.
Is it, okay.
Just a quick one.
I thought we were done, that's why I started at that end, you had to come this way.
It's true. Just one question.
Okay, you got one question, one question.
Yes, and it's a quick
It's
one.
getting late.
Since you said that, you're community oriented, any special discount for the resident of Glendale Heights on your car wash?
We've never done specific discounts for the residents. We've just never done that before throughout our throughout the thing. But I think with the way we can provide benefits back is just working with different community members. If there's different organizations they want us to support, we can give back in that manner. We do work with first responders. We do fleet discounts for cities. Even do free washes for first responders. So that's way we can honor our first responders and honor Glendale Heights first responders. So that's stuff we're happy to do, and we always want to do it.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, one question, that's it.
No
One
question.
and we're done.
I'd just like to make a motion to table this for further discussion.
Wait, can we let,
Well, as of right now, there's a motion to table, so that would overrule any further discussion. So unless if there's no second to that motion, then discussion can continue. Is there a second to the motion to table this matter at this point? Going once, twice, 3 times, being no second to that motion, the discussion can continue.
Okay, Bill.
Just a quick question. Mohammed asked what a single car wash would cost. What is a cost of a membership?
So the membership starts at there's 3 different membership options: $25 a month, $30, and $35. And that depends if we use the graphene and the different materials that people want as part of their daily wash. So it's $25 to $35 a month.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation.
Great job.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, we're looking at, I need a motion to move this to the board with recommendation to concur.
So moved.
So second? Second by Mohammed. Roll call, please.
Any further discussion?
Do you really want more?
Being done?
No.
I don't need any. Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
No.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Madam Mayor Gino?
Yes.
Okay, motion is approved. We'll move it to the board for recommendation to concur.
Will this be on the next board meeting? Yes. Okay. So that they.
Okay, let's move on to, I'm kind of lost here now. Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Any other?
You're on flock cameras.
Flock cameras?
Yes. So am I going? Thank you, Chief. Can you just do a real brief education for the community members about the flock camera systems, please? There's a couple different ways we can do this. So I'll start with our community first. We have 27 flock cameras. Our flock cameras are around residential areas. We opted, when we first did this, we didn't want them on our business districts. We wanted them to protect our residents, first of all. The reason we do this is to reduce crime. An example would be the Stonegate Apartments or Ellen Crossing Apartments next to Marquardt Middle School. We had a high rash of motor vehicle thefts there. After we put the flock cameras in, it stopped. People stopped going there. Now I'm going to go, that was preventative, now I'll go into finding crimes. We had the shooting that occurred in Villa Park Lombard area. The flock LPR cameras followed that car back to Glenelg. We were able to put somebody in custody for that shooting. Recently, we just had a shooting suspect from DeKalb who was in our town. Again, we used a flock camera, we were able to apprehend him as well. So, with that said, that's some of the ways that we do use it.
You forget about in Greenbrier, yes, we have many burglaries and after we put the flock camera.
It stopped.
Yes,
It stopped. So it's a preventative and it's a tool to find through hits, I should say. Now, the issue that's going on right now is the retention thing. The retention it was a max that everybody was setting. It was a 30. Flock just put in recommendation for a 7-day retention period. So most departments are doing that. They just implemented that this week. As for administration, the total administrators that we have at our police department are myself and Deputy Chief Pentecost. What that means is that we regulate who can see our information. A lot of misinformation is out there that federal agencies are using this. We all have to understand there's a big law, we talked about this once before, and it's called the Trust Act. Trust Act means that we cannot share data, law enforcement data, with immigration. So that right there shuts it down. We do not share, Glendale Heights does not share our flock data with any federal agencies, zero. Who we share with are agencies throughout the state of Illinois. Like I said, we were able to trace that shooting from DeKalb to here. We were also able to trace the shooting from Villa Park. A lot of our crimes go to the city of Chicago too, so we share that way too. As I was lucky enough, just like VA Flint, we were part of the investigation unit as sergeants. We know our crimes also go outside of the state of Illinois. So the collar towns in Indiana, we share with them. Collar towns in Wisconsin, we also share with them. Besides that, it's just towns in the state of Illinois. So, different kind of things that we look for. When you hear on the media about officers with their number of hot lists, think about it this way. When an officer has a crime that they're looking for an offending vehicle, they add that to the hot list. In order to do that, you have to add who you are, the officer's name, why you're looking for the vehicle. Let's say it's a hit and run. Let's say it's a vehicle that took off on you. You have to enter it and you have to enter the date. That automatically goes away within 30 days, okay? So that's as long as you can keep in there. This is nothing new. In the 80s and 90s, we have a system that law enforcement does, and it's called LEADS. If anybody runs a criminal history on George Pappas, they need to write down the reason why, who the officer was that did it. If they did not do that, they would get in trouble, they would get fired, they would get charged. It's nothing different than what is flock now. That's the information. And when you hear that officers are getting in trouble for doing it, good, because that means that flock is working. It is reporting when people are not doing that. That is the information that is getting out there. There's a couple other things that I'll tell you, like for alerts. Alerts are when cars drive through the flock cameras and it sends a signal to the police officers in the car. For our alerts, the number one thing that we've had is stolen vehicles. Second one is sex offenders. Third is people wanted on warrants. Fourth is stolen vehicles. So that's what comes into those flock cameras. I think I hit a lot of stuff that's on there. Oh, and one other thing. Flock cameras only pick up license plates and vehicles. The idea that they can pick up people is absolutely not true. It kind of hurts us sometimes because we can't always identify the driver, but there is no facial recognition, there is no identification from the driver at all. It points exactly at the plate. So, does that kind of give a good rundown?
Thank you so much, Chief. I really appreciate that, and
Thank
I
you,
hope
Chief.
the community can finally see and understand what the flock camera systems are. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Uh,
Mohammed.
How many flock cameras were destroyed in our town?
We had, so it wasn't just our town, it was our town, Bloomingdale, and DuPage County. Total, we had about 10 cameras that were, yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
Okay, Mohammed, you up?
Oh, okay. Okay, for Salam Fest. So basically, just to let the residents know what has been going on, who is not following, there was a fest named Salam Fest occurred on 15th and 16th of August. So I think I find out, because I wasn't there, I find out through the social media when I wake up on Sunday morning that there was muggy, soggy ground, the cars were in there and all that. So I went in the morning, I went to see the ground. Over there I met with the mayor, village administrator Doug Flint, and our supervisor Fox Vince. The conditions over there was really horrible, garbage everywhere. There were tables, it's unbelievably disgusting just to see that. And I saw the organizer also over there, and I think when I went over there, then the Doug and mayor already talked to the organizer, and they already told their angry or whatever to them that, hey, this is not acceptable. So I thought maybe, next day when they are going to leave, they are going to leave the ground in some better condition, but it's not. It's about the same. It's the garbage everywhere and all this. And then we heard from the residents also so many complaints about noise and then not only this, the problem is not only just a camera park, but it's also adjacent parks where we have our cricket. That also being destroyed. It's you can see the marking of the cars and all that. So lessons learned, I think, for the village. So now going forward, I just want to know how we are going to, what our recovery options are, because that's quite a bit substantial damage, and how we are going to recover it. What is our action plan? So far, if we have any estimate, what is it, and what the organizers are saying.
So, yes, we have estimates. They range from, I don't really get into that right now because we got to
just a
negotiate some
ballpark,
stuff. From 4 digits to 5.
That's a lot.
That's very helpful.
I really don't want to get into it because we really have to have conversations with the insurance company, right? So the organizers have insurance.
So is that going to cover this?
Well, we're working with that, right? And we're working with the organizers, and the organizers have been responsive to our emails and to our questions.
Okay.
And we are getting all of our documents together, all the photos we took, all the statements we've taken about everything from staff, because we've done a complete investigation into this. We've entered everything actually into our Axon system, right? So we preserve everything. But we are working with the organizers. They have been conversive with us through email. We're getting the documents together. They advised us they're going to submit an insurance claim. So we'll be working through that process. Unfortunately, that process isn't a quick process as insurance companies go. So we're working on alternative measures today and tomorrow and Monday on how do we get the field ready for car show, Oktoberfest, soccer, right? Because soccer starts up again soon. So we're working to figure all that out. We're prepared to take it to the furthest we can take it to get the reimbursed. It's not gonna, we might have to front some money, but we have every intention of getting that back just so we can get things done in a speedy fashion, right? Because if we wait on, and we all know how long it takes an insurance company to fix a car, right? So, but they've been responsive to us and they have not ignored us. And Barb has been, and her staff have been emailing with them on a consistent basis.
So let's say if the insurance come out and say, hey, we don't cover that, what is?
Well, then we go to the next step and we file a lawsuit.
Okay, so our options are lawsuit and going to the court. Okay. I just have one more questions about golf cart. How many golf carts we have given to them?
So they rented 3 of them.
3 of them?
Right, we
Okay.
didn't give them, they rented them.
Okay.
Right? They did not follow the rules with our golf carts,
Yeah.
right? They're supposed to be returned at the end of the night. They weren't.
Okay.
They drove them recklessly.
Oh, yeah, there was a drive racing.
One came back with a flat tire, right? That'll be part of the bill, right? The replacement of the tire. The golf carts outside of the flat tire weren't damaged at all, but they were just driven recklessly. So that'll be part of the bill, right? The fixing of a flat tire. But they did rent the 3 of them.
Okay. All right, I will stop and I will let the other board members have an opportunity to ask the questions. Yeah.
Can I go?
Mike,
Okay, thank you. All right, I was there 6 a.m. Monday morning. Before I went to work, I did take a look at the grounds and they were in just as bad a shape. They were horrible. I mean, it looked like a war zone. I went inside the gates and noticed the garbage, the debris, the tables, the mud and everything was just, it was just a huge mess and a real disappointment. So I share in Mohammed's disgust with what I had seen there. And I hope that we grow forward and look at large groups again and how we handle them from this point on, maybe with large retainers that would help us supplement some of the repairs, you know, and give it back to them after this event is over, you know.
Well, you know, to answer that question, we had an event there with Monarch Butterfly with twice the crowds.
Yep.
That we didn't lift a finger to do anything.
They did
And
great.
the grounds were spotless. The garbage was put away. The security was there. They had their first aid, and we really didn't do anything, right? Because we had our event the day after that event, and we were there early for our event, and we didn't do anything because it was all well run and well organized. And it's hard for us to pick and choose, right? Who's the good person, who's the bad, you know, renter. And it wouldn't be fair to Monarch Butterfly to impose a large bond, if you will, because they don't have it, to when they've been nothing but great, versus the other organization that hasn't been great. And you know, we can't have a policy where we pick and choose who has to pay us a bond and who doesn't. So that I understand the concept, but I wouldn't want to penalize Monarch Butterfly because they've been nothing but great renters of our property.
No. I agree 100%. I'm just curious how we can move forward when, I mean, you can't pick and choose exactly. I know what you're saying, but how do we protect ourselves from here on forward?
We've talked about, you know, how do we have some staff present at some of these events.
That's right.
That we need to have, you know, some oversight, right? We've discussed how we can do that. That might be something in the future that we look at, whether it's a park ranger or some other person with some authority to make a phone call and go, hey, they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they call me or they call the on-call supervisor or they call the police department and the police department goes over there and does something and, you know, takes care of it. But we've discussed in the future on these rentals, if we're not going to be there as staff, because it's not our event, then they're going to have to buy back somebody maybe.
So they'll have to pay for our staff to be there just to maintain and monitor and babysit more or less?
Correct.
Okay.
You know, in this case, on that Sunday, Chief had one of our CSOs on overtime there to monitor the whole situation on Sunday, right?
Yeah, so are we charging for that?
Oh, yeah, right? It's all part of the bill, right? And it could be something like that, right? Somebody with in uniform and a presence with some authority, right, that they're buying back on overtime.
All right. That's all I got.
Okay, I have no comment.
Okay.
Really?
Really,
You just give it to Jenny all your time. Come on, that's why she's so happy.
My goodness. I'm holding my tongue.
Jenny's so happy because she
I'm
got
trying to
all
be
your time
because
too.
The older I get, the mellow I get.
Yeah, he gets to stop kicking me up here, so.
Okay. Let's see, okay, that's about it.
Jenny's
We have public
turn, or-
comment. We need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
To a second?
Second.
Back to the board meeting, we've got an exec session.
Yep.
Yes. Do we need a roll call, or is this,
Voice vote?
Voice vote.
Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
okay, opposed, none? Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you. I call this village board meeting back to order. Will the clerk please note who is present? Noted. Executive session, the purchase of real property pursuant to Open Meetings Act 5, ILCS 120/2, C5. At this time, we will adjourn the village board meeting to go to executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Madam Mayor Janelle?
Yes, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.